right, well, it is 7 o'clock, so we can bring the meeting to order. And so we're, I guess, as the applicant here,
The applicant is here.
all right, if you wanna come forward, that would be great. And so we're here, well, I guess let the record show that we have, four,
Come sit, yeah, make yourself comfortable.
we have four, full members here and two alternates. So the four four full-time members will be voting tonight. We're here to hear case number 2025-3, subject to verifying that number is the correct case number for this year. The applicant is Mr. Joseph Lopez. And in looking at this, looks like it's an application for a special exception. It looks kind of like a request for a home occupation and also a letter from the board relative to your federal firearms license. Does that sound correct?
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay, good. So I guess with that, the process is that you present what you have for information to us. We have for the special exception, we do have the categories that have to be met that you filled out on the form, but we go through them as part of the hearing. Once you've presented all your material, then we go to people who are in favor. Those that are in opposition come back to you for any additional information you want to provide, and then again to those in favor and opposition. The board can ask questions at any time, and after that we close the hearing portion and we make a decision. It's pretty straightforward in that respect. So yeah, please let us know or explain what you're interested in doing.
Well, bottom line is, I have a federal firearms license in Nashua at my primary residence, soon not to be my primary residence. It's gonna be up on Ames Road in Canterbury. So, I'm selling that house, and the location of my federal firearms license is in Nashua, so I need to change the address. Now, it's not that I sell guns at all, in fact, I don't. I don't do any transfers, I don't do anything. I have these weapons in order to fulfill my business, which is federal contractor. So I usually work mostly with Department of Defense, Special Operations, and I supply exercise support, we'll say. So I have all these Soviet weapons or Russian weapons that are used in military exercises. In order to have those weapons, I have to have a federal firearms license, a class 7, and I also have to pay my annual tax stamp for the weapons I have. And simply, that's it. We're gonna store them inside the building. There will be no traffic up and down the road or anything like that. It's just a matter of changing the address from Nashua to Canterbury. And I have a copy of my current federal firearms license and SOT.
Okay. So this is gonna be in the current building that's there, the
Storage
residential?
inside the residence,
Okay,
yes.
and so it's wouldn't constitute a warehouse?
No,
Okay. And there's no, additional, no trucking, it'd just be like, a personal vehicle?
just occasionally when a military exercise takes place that I win the bid for, I take those weapons out and either do training for anybody getting deployed overseas, or I use them in exercises as far as, I supply all the weapons for the opposition forces or whatever.
So just that, so I guess that probably numbers don't matter, as long as it's not a warehouse, I think
No.
is the main thing for us.
It's in the house.
But a quantity that could be stored in a room.
Would any of your business be conducted inside of the residence?
Negative.
Is this even required?
That's why I'm wondering if it's even required.
Well, I think this is
The reason I'm asking for the letter is because the ATF, in order to transfer my business address from Nashua to Canterbury, requested that I go through the zoning board and get approval. Because occasionally people apply for federal firearms licenses and, they're in the middle
Move
of.
'em and stuff.
Yeah, they're right next to a school or something, and their zoning doesn't allow.
No, I understand that. I understand the need for that letter to make sure you're in compliance. I'm just not so certain about the special exception.
Well, I think it's still a business in a home, so it's a home occupation.
But if he's not conducting business in the home,
But I guess he is, cause he's storing.
I think that's part of the business, that's an integral part of the
Storage is part
business.
of the business.
Yeah, you're making phone calls and receiving, doing all that from the home, so it's a home occupation. And that's what, in the application, it does say that mainly we're requesting that a home business be approved. That's a home occupation, which is, allowed with special
yeah,
exception.
no, I get it, I'm just not convinced that
It's even necessary.
it's even necessary.
Well, I think,
But I do understand the necessity for the letter,
well, we,
that I get.
and we do have the application for special exception in
For a
front of
special
us.
exception, okay.
And so I think that's, to me, it sounds like, to me, I would read it as being a business in a home. If someone else was operating a business out of their home that was selling garden tools, I would still say it was a business.
If I were to play devil's advocate, I would say the gentleman that owns a commercial trucking company, if he brings his truck home and stores it at his house, but not in the case of doing business, is that home now
I guess we-
in need of a home occupancy?
I guess we should step back from that at this point, because we're still in the hearing
Understand.
portion. But I think it's, that one, you can ask questions related to that, if you want to at this point.
Very good.
So that's pretty much the extent of the information, that's what the seems pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. Any other questions from the board right now?
No signage or anything going on?
Nope.
Okay, well, if that's the case, and I ask for people who want to speak in favor to come forward.
I'll speak for you. I'm not here for that though.
So if there's no one to speak in favor, anyone who's speaking in opposition? Well, guess there's neither, so go back to you for any additional information that you might wanna
It's
provide.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go through all the processes to comply with any, regulations or whatever.
Okay. So I guess maybe at this point, there's a letter, that has been prepared, who prepared that?
Michelle,
Michelle, okay.
she researched language and,
And so this is the letter that, a potential letter, it's a draft,
give this to them.
So this is for our approval.
for us, yeah, and we, I would be signing it on behalf of the board, but this, we can take a look at this as.
Wouldn't we first need to approve a home occupation before we even
It's
discuss?
just, I think it's all part of the information
Alright.
that we need to look at.
Should we read it into the record?
Yeah, actually, do you wanna read it into the record?
I'll read it into the record.
Thank you.
Can you hear me okay over there, Lisa?
I'll have it, yep. Go ahead, yes, please.
Headed zoning department of adjustment dated August 27th, 2025, to whom it may concern. Subject zoning compliance confirmation, firearm relocation by Joseph Lopez. This letter serves to confirm that Joseph Lopez, residing at 61 Ames Road, Canterbury, New Hampshire, is not in violation of the town of Canterbury zoning ordinances with respect to the relocation of firearms to their residence. The zoning board has reviewed the nature of the activity, which involves the lawful movement of firearms in connection with the resident's federal firearms license, per parenthetical FFL. Based on the scope and character of this activity, the board finds that it does not constitute a commercial enterprise or any other use that would conflict with the residential zoning designation of the property. This determination is made in accordance with Article 2.0 of the Canterbury zoning ordinance, Article 2.1, which prohibits obnoxious uses, RSA 159:26, and there is text that goes on with all of those, but we can look those up if we need to. Accordingly, the board confirms that the residents' actions are in compliance with all applicable zoning regulations and do not constitute a zoning violation. Should further documentation or clarification be required, please contact the zoning board directly. Sincerely, James Week, Chair, Zoning Board of Adjustment, Town of Canterbury.
That made reference to, it said residential zoning, shouldn't it say, I mean, it's in the rural district, shouldn't it state?
I didn't, hold on.
Is it
where was
rural?
that?
That's what it says on the application.
Okay.
Says
So
on-
should we change that just so there's?
Oh, does it, are you, yes, yeah, yeah,
Where was that at? Where did I,
it is, it is right there.
where was it in the letter?
Yeah, and there, and the right, it does say it in the letter.
Zoning compliance.
But it's still a home occupation would
It's
be
still an
allowed.
allowable use
Yeah.
in the, in
Right,
that,
I
yeah,
just
but,
wanna make sure it doesn't
right,
get
yeah.
rejected or
Second
something.
No,
paragraph,
I-
last sentence.
We could revise that, have it revised, and, you know,
The last sentence of the second paragraph.
Based on the scope and character of this activity, the board finds it does not constitute a commercial enterprise or any other use that would conflict with the, okay.
Should say rural district zoning or something, yeah, RU.
Yeah.
alright, so, having had that
No,
read,
you guys can keep that, like,
It doesn't state his name, it states his business.
it says manufacturer of firearms?
yeah, that's class 7.
Okay,
In order to have the weapons that I have, in the amounts that I have, and it's not like thousands, it's just a few, but you have to have manufacturer's license to have over a certain amount of particular weapons of the same type.
Yeah, it's due to the type that the license
Yeah.
is required in, okay.
so Arrow Security Training is your
This
business?
is my company, yes.
Yeah.
so where are the trainings done?
All over the country, and mostly at the military bases.
Okay, huh. Is this a copy or is this your,
It's a copy,
Okay.
you can keep it.
okay, just to have on the file, that
Yeah,
would be
we'll keep it
good,
in
yep.
I guess,
I have one question, and I'll jump a non-voting member. But, so how do you get the firearms from your house to another, do you travel with them? Do you hopefully not like put them in the mail?
No, I put them in my truck and they're under my control, and then I transfer them up to Canterbury if approved. And if I have to go to a military training, I have a trailer and I load up that with other equipment. And I must maintain control of those weapons at all times.
Being the license holder.
Yes,
so that means they're always locked and
They're always locked,
under your
yeah.
direct control.
and I do have the appropriate, safeguards in the home, which is where they'll be stored.
Yeah, I think you'd be the last person to want to see him
Right.
get out of there. So I guess at this point, ask again if there's anyone here to speak in favor or in opposition. Right? So, more questions from the board?
Just out of curiosity, with the FFL, does it, do they dictate just how you secure those weapons?
Yes.
With, you know, they do.
Yeah, they have, the ATF has regulations on how those weapons have to be secured. And they will inspect me before they approve my my address change.
Do they restrict the quantity?
No,
Yeah.
I have one more question, just from like a logistics, since it does not indicate the business name on the letter, and his personal name isn't indicated here, should we have this adjusted to say Joseph Lopez and in parentheses, just put arrow? So that way you don't
yeah,
have to
that would,
do that.
that would be
Yeah,
perfect.
that
Okay.
makes sense.
Alright,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Thanks, sir.
You wanna write on that one, if you would please, this arrow that we just talked about?
Yeah, yeah, I think,
Okay.
well, what I'm probably gonna have to do is redraft this,
Yeah.
and then we'll sign that one,
Okay.
but we'll vote tonight on whether or not to do
Okay.
it. So,
Yeah.
that way you'll have a nice clean copy, not all sorts of scribbles. So, alright, so we'll change those two things on the letter. So I guess, first off, I think, I don't know what the rest of the board thinks, but I think this is does require a, home occupation.
Yeah, I think we learned enough now to say it does, yes. You operate as an in-home business now in Nashua.
No, I have an office in Nashua.
Oh,
So, but when I started the company, and I had, was gonna acquire those weapons, I was still working out of my home. And then, that's where I, left the, cause I have an arms room in my home and my cellar. And, then my business got bigger and moved to an office and never moved it into the office, cause it was a lot more secure in my house.
So will your office be in your home now?
No, my office is still in Nashua.
Okay, but you still do, because you still potentially would do some business out of the home?
Yeah, on the phone or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
So you,
Or to pick those weapons up to bring them to military training.
so yeah, so, yeah, I think that's still home occupation.
and now I'm leaning the other way. He has an office outside his home. I would liken this to a real estate agent that has an office off premises and fields calls at night and from clients and customers.
And is that because, you're thinking that because there's gonna be no one visiting the property, to do business?
Right,
Okay,
right. I mean, it's not like, I mean, almost anyone of us in a career is gonna field business such calls after hours, at home, on the road. So,
yeah, although this does involve having equipment, as the primary equipment for his job, being stored in the residence too, so. don't know
I
if it's
have
different.
my work computer stored at my home.
You have a home occupation, we ran.
I know, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Let me ask you this question, Mr. Lopez. When you applied for a home occupation, was that component important to you, or was the letter?
The
Did
letter-
you see it as a vehicle to get the letter?
Well, I was told that I had to fill that out.
Okay.
So I really didn't know
Okay.
whether I needed a home occupation or,
Got it.
I had
It's
no
the
idea.
letter
I
you
just
need.
want the letter,
And, but
For the FFL?
correct.
I get it.
but the application references Article 5.3, the table of uses.
Where's mine?
But, I did check through it and I don't see anything that's specifically related to it, other than home occupation.
So that's all it is just the home occupation aspect of it?
Yeah, I guess that's the question, we have to answer is, do we think we need one, and got differences of opinion here.
I'm gonna say no.
nothing has changed for Mr. Lopez other than the storage site. He currently has a separate storage site from his business office.
Right, but storing something, something for a commercial business on a residential property. To me, it seems close enough that,
I guess my question would be, does the business even have to occur at the home for us to permit it? Does it have to be there? I mean, for us to permit it to be there? I mean, can't we just give them the option, like, permit him the option under whatever standards it is that he's saying he's going to operate under? I mean, and then permit the home business, give him the letter, and then if he wants to move it into his home, he has a permit, but it's,
I guess I'm not understanding what you're,
I mean, why does it matter if it is there or not? I mean, it can be permitted if it's allowable under special exception, but it's at his discretion whether or not he moves it into the home or not.
I guess,
I kinda-
I guess, maybe, are you saying, I mean, I see it as two separate things, and that neither of them are, mutually exclusive, I mean, you can, you could probably approve, we could probably approve the letter without saying it's a home occupation, but I think we could also say there is a home occupation there. There's a special exception, you know, application for special exception here that references the table of uses. And it says in here that mainly we are requesting that a home business be approved.
But Mr. Lopez's own testimony says he just needed to fill out an application because he needs the letter.
Understood.
Let's pretend the letter thing isn't even important, because I believe we're going to issue the letter. We all agree that the letter
Well,
is
we
reasonable.
need to vote on that, but yes,
Well, we've approved it, we've already talked about changes to it,
that's not approval.
well, okay. But, okay. But the home occupation, I'm just wondering, can that work? Is that in the property owner's benefit, or could it be a potential liability to it?
I think it's a benefit to them, because if anyone asks about that, you know, you're operating this business out of your house.
The guy's licensed by the federal government to handle this product, whether, I don't think our ordinance structure really is germane to this whole thing.
Yeah,
No, it's still, the letter is specifying that it's not in violation of our ordinance. So our ordinance, the ordinance is doing make a difference.
Okay. If that is the case, I would like to make a motion to approve his request for a home occupation, and that we sign the letter with the appropriate changes, changing residential to rural, and the adding of the business name to the title name, to the owner, yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna make a motion, we do need to go through the criteria. So you can use what he's got there, or whatever else you think is appropriate.
That granting the permit,
Excuse, can I ask Mr. Lopez one question?
Sure.
Did I hear you correctly when you said, when you needed the letter, you were told that you had to fill out the home occupation
No,
special exception? No?
I called up and I can't remember her name, and she helped me go through the process, we'll say, so she said I had to fill that out, I filled it out. And then I sent it in, and then, she requested a few other things, and then I had to redo it. And I didn't know specific, like, you know, what's, you know, the zoning codes or anything like that. And I just wrote in the narratives in where I thought it was appropriate. That's the extent of that,
But certainly your intent originally wasn't
Just
to
to get
get a
a letter.
special exception for in-home business,
just to get a letter.
just to get one, right?
yeah,
And I mean, that's because basically, you know, no one generally desires to have a home occupation. They do it for another reason, to make their business work, and that's the same case here. It's not, it just doesn't really matter.
I feel like he kind of addressed this in his opening statement. He said that he needed to get it, an example he cited was if he lived next to a school. Because firearms in the safety school zone. So he just, I believe, just needs something saying that by having these on his home, that he's not violating our zoning laws for the
Right.
area in which he lives in.
I agree, yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree, but what we have in front of us is essentially an application for a home
But it's
occupation.
an application that he didn't really intend to make.
We could deny that?
I think it's just wasted money and time, it just doesn't make sense. I just don't know why we would.
Just approve it.
I would just approve it, because it's in his interest to
I've
have
made
it.
the motion, and I've
Well,
made
you
the
have, you're still in
and
the
I've made the
process, so,
motion for
so,
this reason.
so I probably shouldn't have allowed that question at that time, but you should finish making your
Thank you.
motion.
Mr. Chairman.
I guess I would just pose one more question to Mr. Lopez.
Let's
Well,
let Chris finish his
please, let
motion.
me get through my motion.
Oh, I thought we, I
And then-
thought
and
there
then
was
we
more
can-
steps to go.
The granting the permit would be in the public interest. Mr. Lopez's business is to provide training for the Department of Defense, and that seems to be in the public interest, good training. Do not believe that the proposed use would adversely affect the property values. This action is merely an indoor storage location. There is no real business going on at this location. He just wants to store, he just needs the proper text from the town of Canterbury that he is not violating any ordinance uses. He needs this requirement in order to comply to the FFL regulations. Number three, that the site is appropriate as an indoor climate controlled environment. The proposed use would not adversely affect the health and safety of the residents and others in the area. No one will even know that it exists. There's no contact with the public. There is no signage. There is no other means that would suggest that what he's doing there is apparent. The proposed use would not constitute a nuisance because of offensive noise, vibration, smoke, dust, odors, heat, glare, or unsightliness. There's certainly no testimony that any of those conditions are in play. The granting of the permit would be in the spirit of the ordinance. Well, there is no ordinance other than the home occupation, and he's going to operate his business there, so it would be in the spirit of the ordinance. That the proposed use would not constitute a hazard because of traffic, hazardous materials, or other conditions. There was no testimony or any knowledge whatsoever that that would be the case. And for that reason, I make the motion.
All right. Have a motion, have further discussion about the motion, or we were good to take a vote?
I second it.
Oh, all right, second, so, all right, all in favor of approval of the letter as amended with a home occupation, say aye?
I,
Aye.
All right, so, approved, whether you intended to have a home occupation or not, you'll have that, so if someone did ask about running a
Okay.
business there, you're covered. There's a 30-day appeal period, during which, someone could come forward and they'd have to introduce new information, or we would have to have procedurally made an error for that to be an issue, but there's a 30-day approval period. And I'll ask the town to revise the letter, and I'll sign that, and we'll get a copy to you.
and now that you have a home occupation, should you sell that home to someone who wishes not to change the use within 12 months' time, would be able to do so. They'd have to come here.
Meaning,
Meaning, if you ever sold your house and that person wanted to have storage to comply with their FFL, that home has been duly ordained to do so.
Maybe very unlikely, but if it happened, if lightning
I'm
strikes,
only gonna sell to FFL.
that's right.
Well,
You're kind of-
Mr. Lopez, that's the only reason really to get the home occupation from my perspective,
Well,
would be,
yeah, but I think we've already covered, the appropriateness of it, if you
Alright.
voted on it, you've got it.
So
Yeah, we can-
wait for
we can leave it
30
at that.
days and then,
Yeah, you could, or you can move forward and, it's unlikely that someone is going to appeal it, but if you did move forward and there was an issue, then yeah, you'd have to remove the material, the firearms from the property, but again, that's
well, I
just,
have to get inspected by the FFL, or by the ATF.
probably by the time that's
First,
done, you're gonna be in
and then-
good shape, so you can move, I'd say move forward.
Move
and-
forward, okay.
And, yeah, if someone came forward, let us know, but
So
Yeah,
I will get the letter to you within the week.
Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, everybody.
you're welcome.
Good to
Good.
meet you.
Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, so. Mark, get a copy from Lisa, and then you can take that.
So we will have a meeting next month. We may have a hearing, but we're also definitely going to have a meeting next month to discuss the bylaws. They will be ready for us to review and
To discuss what, I'm sorry?
the bylaws,
Bylaws.
yeah. So in the merry month of September, that's what we're doing.
See your cheat sheet, or your phone.
So do we have any other business?
Yeah, I just wanna make sure I refer to
Oh,
rural,
gotcha.
correctly.
Do we have any other business?
I don't think we have any other business to attend to,
So are you here tonight for some purpose or
We
reason?
thought that the hearing on our road was
The
tonight,
guy was gonna move in a construction company on
construction.
Borough
It
Road.
was in the paper, it was in the newspaper, for the zoning board of adjustment for the town of Canterbury, and I'm pretty sure it said August 27th here. And it was for him on the hill to, to store his heavy equipment in there.
Is that new property that's up kinda top?
Uh-huh, that's the one.
Yeah, I was up there the other day.
I know nothing about it. I did not notice anything in the paper.
It was.
I did not put anything in the paper about that. I've not even heard of this.
What the heck did I read then? I'm sure it was Canterbury, cause I showed it to him. Huh,
Is that next door to the Hunters?
oh, I don't know the
We
new
don't
people,
know.
it's across from the Hamptons.
So might this be a planning board site plan review? Do you think it might have been a site
No,
plan
I
review?
thought it said special exception to put his equipment up there.
I know nothing about it.
He wants to store his bulldozers, excavators, and what else you have for a construction company along with a few crooks.
Oh, you could have cranes or diggers or
Who knows
Oh,
what you
that's
could
not
have.
you.
pretty
Going up and
steep,
down that
pretty
road.
steep
That road
driveways.
can't handle it anyway.
Yeah, pretty steep driveways for that kind of traffic, but I don't know anything about it, so,
Okay,
sorry. But it was good to see you.
Gave up on it.
nice to see you too. Okay, we'll just go back home up the hill.
Okay.
Glad to see you.
Yeah. Oh,
I think we had, because I know, next door, they were upset, so I figured they were gonna be
yeah,
there, and they
there's
weren't.
been a number of conversations on the hill.
I'll see what I can find out and give you a buzz.
Oh, alright.
Alright,
Alright,
I'll,
thank you.
I'll talk tomorrow and find out, yeah.
I'm
Thanks,
wondering what I read now.
me too.
Oh well,
Oh
thank you.
well, good to see you.
Nice
You're welcome,
to see you
thank
too.
you.
Just those
Thank you very
revi-
much.
those,
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okey-doke.
just
Take
make,
care of
yeah,
it.
make those revisions, and then I guess I'll
I'll
have to,
find you.
yeah, I'll have to come by on Thursday night, I guess.
Well, I don't know
That's
if I'll
tomorrow
find
night.
anybody tomorrow.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if
We
I'll
used to
find
get it
anybody
to him this week.
No, I said within a week.
Oh, within a week.
Within a week,
Ah,
yeah.
okay,
I will,
good
I will within a week, yeah.
We'll make that happen then.
Can you